Good morning, ladies. It's Nanny. Oh boy, today we have quite a subject. We're going to talk about skincare, hair, beauty, and any other bare secret truths you want to know after 50. So hang in there if you think you'd like to talk about some of these beauty truths and how we can cope with them, what we can do to feel great about ourselves. And right now we're going to talk about skincare. Well, we all know that that's a necessity from the time you're in your teens or before. And the magic words are moisturize and exfoliate. Now, I was born with very, very dry skin. And as a result, the only thing that made me feel good was putting greasy stuff on. And as you know, I'm going to say it again, you're getting tired hearing it, Nivea is my holy grail. I've used this religiously morning and night, sometimes on my whole body after a shower. Since my 30s, probably mid-30s probably. And I love it. It is greasy. The best formula is the one that's made in Germany. And I'm going to tell you a secret about Nivea. Do you know, and you can look it up just to check, that Nivea has been proven to be a great dupe for that very expensive skin cream, La Mer. Now, my daughter Colleen did buy La Mer several years ago, way over $100 for a tiny jar of cream. And most of the same ingredients are in this, what is it now, about $8 for the giant jar. So check it out, ladies. If you can take the nice greasy cream on your face before you go to bed, and we'll talk about a bedtime routine too, try this. Now, I also, on occasions, will use the Vaseline Intensive Care. It's an oil. I choose the oiliest, greasiest things, mainly for my body. A lot of times I'll use this after a shower. I also always use the castor oil, the black Jamaican castor oil, under my makeup. And I wouldn't put makeup on unless I put this on first, because you need a base. This is a thick oil, and it's known to improve a lot of things besides get your barrels rolling, which is what my mother used to give to me when I was a child. But now it supposedly grows hair, not on my face, by the way. I must stress that. I have grown no hairs on my face from castor oil, but it's good for your hair too, if you want to put the oils in. So now I'm going to tell you a secret. As you moisturize, you don't stop at your face. Do not neglect your neck. Always, always bring that moisturizer or oils or whatever you're putting on your face down on your neck. And guess what? Don't stop at your neck. Décolletage. They say moisturize right down to those nipples, gals. Don't stop till you get there. So moisturize, exfoliate. I'm going to tell you a funny rabbit hole story. When Moosey and I were probably late 40s, we went to Las Vegas and we took our two youngest children, Mikey and Colleen, with us. I had those children late 30s. Very late 30s. So those were our two latest of 6. And we went out to Vegas for a long weekend. Took Mikey and Colleen with us. And it was great weather. It was summer. It was hot, in the hundreds out there. And of course, I was still, unfortunately, I was a bad girl in my sunbathing years because, number one, the sun, which is vitamin D, made my dry, scaly skin feel so good and look good. And of course, we all think we look better with a tan. At least we thought we did. Now there's lots of other things you can do instead of sitting in the sun and getting the brown spots and things that did show up a couple years ago with me. But here's the funny story. Moosey took Colleen and Mikey probably into the arcade. They got a little tired of the sun. So I was just lying on a chaise lounge in a cutout bathing suit and thinking I looked pretty good in those days. And as I lay there, this man, about my age, maybe a little older, kind of walked up at me and smiled, and I smiled back. And then he walked around and he pulled up a chair next to my chaise lounge. And I thought, uh-oh, what's this all about? Maybe I was a little flattered too, I don't know. Sat down and he started to talk, and we very casually, about the weather. And then he looked at me and he said, you shouldn't be lying in the sun like that, because you're going to regret it later on. This is a man telling me what's going to happen to me in a couple of years. He said, look at your chest. And of course, it was red, very red. And that sun, I had the oils on, and I mean, bad, bad, bad. And I thought, yeah, what's he driving at? I wasn't talking about this chest, because I'm not well endowed there anyway. Thank heavens, I'm very blessed to have smaller boobies. But he looked at my chest and I looked down, and yes, I had started to get those creases from the sun. And there I was, still slamming the sun on my chest. And I looked at him and we laughed. He said, I don't mean to be chastising you. I said, no, I know what you're talking about. Well, he went off, and you know what? I was conscious of my chest after that. And that's why they say, do not stop that skincare. Do not stop that skincare from the top of your face down your neck, décolletage, and don't stop till you get there. So that's that one. Now, one other thing that I use sometimes, I like Mary Kay, and I'm going to squeeze out a little bit of this. This is also a red, very greasy something for your skin. And it's emollient. They call it nighttime emollient. This is also great. It's greasy, but it does really, really stay on your skin. There are so many of these creams that I will try in the store, and it just sinks right in, and my skin doesn't feel any different with these creams on. So I seek out the things like Vaseline. Many times I'll have yesterday, all day long, I had Vaseline on. Aquaphor, which quite frankly is Vaseline. We checked out the ingredients on that one. But also, watch your hands. Now, whatever you put on your face, your neck, and your décolletage, put on your hands. Now, my hands are not poster hands. I had these little wrinkles and everything, fingers, when I was 21 years old. In fact, when I used to date, my dates used to say, oh, your hands are so rough. You must really do the dishes for your mom every night. Well, no, I didn't always do dishes every night, but I was born with little hands with a lot of lines and wrinkles, except I didn't have the brown spots. So far as the exercise and the diet, you know what the right things are to eat. Try and watch your weight. This will help also. And I try and get out in the sun. I need that vitamin D for my skin. And fortunately, living in California, I can do this most of the year. And I try and allow myself 10 to 15 minutes of sun with some sunscreen on, of course. The sun is your vitamin D, and you need that. And you also need the hydration, the water. Okay, let's talk about hair. Now, by the time you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, your hair is starting to act up a little bit. You find maybe it's dried out, Maybe it's starting to thin out like mine started to do. That started probably somewhere in my 70s. And it just didn't quite look the same. Sometimes we want to keep the same hairdos that we've always had when we were in our prime. And sometimes that just doesn't work. Now, there's a way that we can help ourselves in all these areas. A lot of you have heard me talk about my dry shampoos. And this is what I think does the most for my hair. If you want volume and your hair is sort of just lackluster and you want to poof it up, if your hair is thinning like mine started to do, you pull your hair up, you spray it in the roots wherever you want volume. You put it down and you scrub the roots. They're a little damp, and boy, you wouldn't believe how your hair puffs up. Then go on to style it. Now, they say you should experiment with parts. I have been wearing my hair parted in the middle, but I always like some volume up here. So now I try and get volume up on the top. Now, this is another hairdo. I think as we grow older, you should go for more of a messy look, kind of disheveled. Sometimes when I come in from the garden and I haven't brushed my hair and I go on camera, people say my hair looks better than it does when I first try and do it. I do love different hairdos. I like to experiment with the Victorian rolls. I still pull it back, but I do give my face more fullness. After you get out of the shower, after you've washed your hair, hopefully you've let the hair drip a little bit and shaken your head and gotten excess water out. Do not wrap your head in a towel and start rubbing. I have read that it's better to use an old t-shirt and let the t-shirt absorb. It's softer on the hair. It won't break strands, especially if we're worrying about thinning hair and breakage. Someone suggested paper towels. Let it absorb the excess water. Then you can either air dry, which I like to do, and in the nice hot weather of the spring and summer, I can do that. I usually will scrunch my hair while I'm doing that as well. If you are going to use a hair dryer, you should probably put a protectant in there first to protect the heat from ruining your hair. And there's all kinds of sprays. I don't think I have any. I have some of these things like dry oils. L'Oreal makes some products that are protectants and sprays that you can put in your damp hair before you dry it. So watch the heat and air dry if possible. If your hair is a little longer, you can have more fun with hairstyles. That's all. Don't have to grow it long. The idea is to have fun with your hairdo. You know, it is a big part of your looks. And do what makes you feel good. If you want a nice big full head of hair, use some of these dry shampoos and just go for it. Just experiment. Use hair accessories. I have a lot of bows that I like to put in the back. I use those rats to help give some back curls and various other styles. So that's the hair. Don't try and stick with what you thought you looked great in your 20s, 30s, 40s. Try something new. And I forgot to talk about color. Now, as you can see, I finally gave up the ghost, and about a couple of years ago, I did go completely color-free. I used to color my hair for years and years. I was always a blonde and then got that mousy blonde. Then I did the nice and easy, always colored my own hair for years and years, lighter and lighter. And somehow in this light, it still has that almost light blonde look. Not white, but when I go outside, I am pure white. And you can still look youthful with white hair. It depends on how you do your face, what you do with your clothes. If you want to continue coloring it, great. Have fun with that. Or go gray or salt and pepper or white. You might like it. So anyway, but maybe some of these little things I'm telling you maybe they're not secrets, but they're little ways of making us feel good about ourselves. And as they say, you only look as good as you feel. That's the truth at that moment. And one day it can be off, the next day it can be great. But with a little work here and there, a little maintenance in our 50s, 60s, 70s, and up, like me, we can do it, ladies, and have fun at the same time. Okay? So now we're going to talk a little bit about makeup. I really never wore makeup per se, other than some eye makeup and lipstick, maybe a little lipstick on my cheeks, until about 2 years ago when the dark spots from the sunbathing started to appear and I needed some concealer. And I started watching YouTubers, the beauty ladies, and I did get some hints here and there. Now, my skin wasn't the same as other people's, but I did use what they were using. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. And eventually, as time went on, I discovered what worked for me and what made me feel good and look good. I kind of like looking natural, but like I have makeup on anyway. Let's face it, we need makeup to pull off that really good look. And even if you have wrinkles around your eyes, those are laugh lines. They show that you've lived and had a great time. Yes, things happen around here, maybe sooner than later for some of us. The neck, don't neglect the neck. A lot of things are genetic too, but you can still do the best you can with what you have and experiment. Now, with the makeup, I started out using some darker foundations, things that I had around. And I don't even know how old this is. It came out dark. I did have some, what they call pancake, I guess, powder. And I was using the darker bronzer on my face. And I have always liked darker lipsticks. But normally I do like a darker lipstick that has some bluish tones in it. I try and keep it in tone with my nails. Now that's another thing when we talked about the hands. I forgot to mention nails. I do my own nails and I love to change up colors to either go with my lipstick or my outfit or my jewelry or what. And that to me makes my hands look a little bit better. So get yourself, work on your nails. It makes you feel good to have polished, pretty nails too. And of course the jewelry. Go get some rings at the thrift shop. And we'll talk about my jewelry in another minute. I'm digressing here, going down the old rabbit hole. So where were we? Oh, we were talking about foundation. So one day I was outside. I thought I looked pretty good. This was when I started doing my whole face makeup. And by the way, mostly for the videos or if we went someplace special. I still don't wear makeup every day. I'm out in the garden a lot too. So, but in the daytime, I'll run around with my Nivea on my face. So Lucy said, let's add on your face. In the sunshine, it didn't look good. So you know what I did? I switched to an illuminating primer, and I have not been using foundation for about a year. And I buy this e.l.f. illuminating primer. I think it's $9. I don't, by the way, buy expensive perfumes or creams. Some of those cheap nail polishes, get a nice collection. And the other thing that I use, I'm switching around here, but I did want to show you what I have here. My daughter Margie put me onto these. These are those nail strips these happen to be made by Color Street. And I'm saving these for July 4th because I know I can't paint my nails to look like this. But you can get these and they stay on. I've had to take them off after 2 weeks. They're very easy to learn how to do. And I stick with the drugstore type. And this seemed to work well. Plus, I love a shine on my face. Now, I don't care what everybody else says. To me, if you have a shine, whether it's natural, I do have a shine stick that I use, and I put shine on my cheeks and my forehead, my chin, my nose. Mosi says that the shine on my tip of my nose is distracting, but so I try and tone that down a bit. But I think it makes your face look more alive, more healthy, and I like it. Now, the other thing it just reminded me, teeth. I went out and bought that Crest 14-day strips, and I am not a consistent person, but I have used them a couple of times. They say you should do it every night for 14 days. Which is why I like the dark lipstick, by the way, because it helps make your teeth look whiter. And I think teeth and a big smile is a very important part of your face and looking good and being happy. So watch those teeth as you decide what to do with your nails too. Buy some of those. I use some charcoal too. Haven't been doing it consistently. I'm going to try and get back to it. I've done makeup tutorials. Maybe you should go look through my videos. And I've done the same makeup that I have on now with my e.l.f. Rosy. I put it under the cheekbone here, up on the sides. Then I put the shine stick here. My makeup is the same all the time. I don't always bring it down on my neck because I'm afraid it'll get on the clothing. They say that those finishing sprays will take care of that. So we'll do makeup another time, but I think it is important to look great. One of the experts did say that eye makeup, you only need 3 things. You need a mascara, and I've been using Essence Princess. It's an Amazon product. You get it on Amazon. It's only $7 or $8. And a lot of people swear by it. This is what this one looks like. And I do like to put a smudge underneath. They say a smudge pencil, a good mascara, and a neutral shadow. Not a lot of color or shine up here. And that's about it in the makeup. The bed is for beauty as well as other things. Remember that. And there are some truths in this. Now, number 1, I would recommend getting, gotta get that finger down. I would recommend getting a satin or a silk pillowcase. Now, the silk pillowcases are expensive, but they're great. The satin pillowcases or the silk pillowcases will not absorb anything in the way of creams or oils that you put on your face. They're also good for not disturbing your hair, not twisting it and getting it all rumply or ruining anything that you've put on your hair. So start with the pillowcase. Go buy one of those dollar ones in the dollar store if you can't afford silk pillowcases, and sleep on these, and then have a little routine every night, not much, or 2 times a week. Do a beauty spa in bed. Lather up your face. These masks are fun. Now, you wouldn't sleep all night in these. These are gold masks, and I did find some of these, I believe, in one of the dollar stores, and we did use these, my daughters and I, in our spa day over at Dubby's. And but there are these little masks you can put on. You can put they sell masks in creams that will go on your face. Put your Nivea on all night long heavily. Do something that will stay on your body all night long while you sleep. Give yourself a hair treatment while you sleep. Just remember that your bed is great for beauty. Sleeping all night long with some form of beauty products on your skin, your face, under your eyes is a wonderful way to take advantage of 8 or 9 hours or more where you're just concentrating on you. Now, the other thing I do, because I have problems with my heels and dry skin, and also hands. Now, I haven't gone so far as going to bed with the gloves on, but that is something you can do. If your hands are bothering you and you need an all night long treatment, do that, wear gloves. But I do go to bed with Vaseline or that heel balm cream, which is medicated, on my feet and heels. And I put the little booties on and I sleep all night long in those. So give yourself some nighttime beauty treatments, and that will help some of those ugly little truths as we get into our 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. Things that happen that we can cope with and improve. About 6 months ago, my daughters and I did a spa day over at Debbie's house. And I went to the dollar store and I bought all kinds of things to be able to soak our feet and to do hair treatments and skin treatments. And oh, we had so much fun and a million laughs. And I'm going to put that video, the spa day with my daughters, in the description box below. Not only did I find terracotta slippers and towels and all sorts of products and sponges and fun things in the dollar store, I think it was the Dollar Tree, I also found satin pillowcases. If you're working on having a great looking face and fabulous hair and a great décolletage, you're not going to want to be walking along with your head down full of pain because you haven't moved in a couple of years. So stay active. Don't sit in that chair. Get out and walk. Now, my jewelry today is from my thrift haul the other day. And I've decided to go wood. It's a little cool outside, so I can get away with wearing something warmer again. And the bracelet was something from Shein.com. This was that website that I told you about. Little bracelets. The rings are my amber rings that I've had. And these are Walmart earrings that are nice and dark and go with the look. Moose and I, this weekend, will be attending a family event. A little granddaughter is having her first communion. And we'll be seeing a lot of our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So we're looking forward to that. And I hope you all have a great weekend too. Maybe you already knew a lot of these little tricks here and there, but it's really a reminder and a way for us to remember that growing older is natural. It happens to all of us. Actually, it's a great time. Moose and I are in our 8th decade. It's hard to believe. I don't feel that at all. Maybe once in a while with a hip creak or something, but I've been blessed that I have not had any serious things. Oh, I have the arthritis and all the other little things. I've fallen and whatever. Moosey, on the other hand, has had more serious problems. But you know what? He's happy. We lead a fairly simple life and enjoy the simple things every day. So thank you so much for watching. Once again, love the comments. Give us those thumbs up. And those of you who watch all the time but haven't subscribed yet, why not? Join us on this journey of ours. We'd love to have you here with us. So until our next video, and you know what? You might see us dressing up, trying on those great Gatsby 1920s costumes. They're not really costumes, they're great outfits. We are going to that hospital charity event, and that's in 2 weeks, so we're getting there. Bye for now. I love you. God bless us all.